obviously.
After your time at Titmouse, I don't know how long that is from now.
Back up on brother.
How what was your next steps after like Titmouse? Where was you? Because you had mentioned, so we were at Moonbeam City.
Yeah.
And then you had gotten
Turbo.
Just
And then Turbo Fast, and then they put Turbo Fast on indefinite hiatus, and the following Monday, got the phone call to go to Warner Brothers to work at as a revisionist for direct videos, and then Just League Action, and I switched between the two. And so while I was at WB as a revisionist, and then I just worked my way up to being a board artist, because I was just like, hey, can I get some pages on this?
what was your first board?
Honestly, my very first board gig was when I was doing Young Justice Season 2. Jay had recommended me to do boards for this Lego Lego movie called Hero Factory, and it was like, I had done the fight, and I think you can find it on YouTube. And it was crazy because at the time, like, Avengers hadn't come out yet, and I was still like young, and I was like, if I'm gonna do an action scene, it's gonna be no cutting, right? Like,
young, you. Sorry,
continue. So I had done this scene, like, this character had like a shield, and I did like a no cutting like action bit to start off the fight. So then when the Avengers came out and they had that moment where they don't cut, I remember reading the YouTube section there, it's like I boarded that way before the Avengers movie came out. But then the movie came out first, and then the Lego movie came out second. And somebody was like, "Oh, the Avengers totally did this," and I was like, "The Avengers didn't even exist yet." Like no. So that was my very first. Yeah, and I think you can find it on YouTube. I don't know, or like you have to buy like a Lego set and it comes with DVD. I don't know how that works. So that was like my very first. But my very first, like, you're an official board artist gig was Young Justice Season 3. Like, that was like, here it is. And that was a very, like, man, talk about being thrown in the deep end. Like, that was like, you had to learn so much stuff so quickly, so fast.
For those in the audience watching who aren't aware of the timeline around what year, what age are we talking about with being thrown into the deep end?
I think 2015, 2016, maybe. Like, this is the point where things start getting blurry. I'm like, when did we start working on this? So, like,
that's okay. I think 2016 is a blurry year for most of America.
No one remembers anything since 2016. It's very odd.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Young Justice Season 3 got. Yeah, Young Justice Season 3 got picked up around 2016.
Okay, so then, yeah, that was the time. Like, so about 2016, I was like, storyboard artist, officially not a revisionist, doing storyboard work through freelance. So, gotcha. Yeah, and I had just been there. I did Season 3, and then we wrapped, and then there was like the summer redacted projects that I can't talk about because they haven't announced them yet. Like,
understood.
And I'm still like, that's not the thing I worked on. So there's like a lot more surprises coming forward.
With the way the world is, animation is the smart choice to invest in right now.
Oh yeah.
It can be produced from home, safely. Whereas like live action, that's a different story entirely.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you have stuff coming down the pipe. It seems like.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So yeah, it was like.
Even if you can't talk about it.
No. I mean, I was still working on. So it's like there was, like I said, it was like the summer of redacted stuff, and then after I worked on redacted things, they were like, we're doing a Mortal Kombat film. Would you be interested? And then I was like, fuck yeah. Even though I love Street Fighter, but like, we all love the live action Mortal Kombat movie. I remember, the Mortal
It's one of the best.
Huh?
Yeah, the live action Mortal Kombat's like the best video game movie at the time.
That's a fun one. That was a pretty good one.
Much better.
It's still good.
It's surprisingly good. I didn't see it.
Sonic, I watched Sonic and I did not anticipate to like that movie, and I was like, yo, this movie's actually fucking. If I was a kid and I saw Sonic, I would love Sonic. Like, if I
that's what matters.
That one doesn't grow as well. Admittedly, Mortal Kombat is not perfect. it's got problems.
But
it's got all the same.
Yeah, it embraces the rough edges. I think.
Yeah. The problems of the movie are also the problems in the game.
Exactly. Yeah, it has camp, and as long as you have camp and just kind of own it, it'll play well. But if you're insecure about it and try to cover it up somehow,
that's what's so interesting now, because like the more recent games like 9, 10, and 11 have like kind of revitalized the franchise. The story's amazing in them.
No, yeah, I've been
playing Animal Crossing all summer, so revitalized franchises are in right now.
Right.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII I've been replaying. But yeah, when we were working on Mortal Kombat, they're like, hey, play, because a lot of the notes were like, make sure they do the moves in the game. So like, I just gotten 10, but 11 was coming out, and I was like, because I'm such a big Street Fighter fan, I was like, fuck, I guess I'll play 11, and I fell in love with playing 11. I was playing 11 constantly. But the other thing was like, I was watching Mortal Kombat because I got, one of my first assignments was like redoing the Katana versus Liu Kang fight. So I watched the movie and I was like, how did this fight play out? Let me make sure I kind of handle the same beats but not do the same things. But when I was watching the movie, I learned like, they edit the fuck out of that movie to make it work. Because there's like a scene where like Sonya's wearing one outfit and then they go to the Goro fight and then they come back and she's in a different outfit, and I was like, oh, they shift these things around. I was like, why did it? So it's just like, go rewatch the movie and pay attention to what people are wearing, and you'll know, like, in the middle of the movie, they kind of edit something that didn't happen in that correct order to happen.
But that's kind of how the video game would be played. If there is a player controlling these characters, they could have put on an alt costume or something.
I'd love to see that in like a Justice League.
With video games, it's like, well, maybe it's meta because, you can always, as long as it's fun and you're entertained.
It's true. I mean, someone pointed out on Twitter was like, they brought up the Amazing Spider-Man movie. They were like, hey, remember that scene where the guy changed races in the middle? Like, remember in that dumb fucking moment where Peter Parker's like sleeping on the subway and then like he wakes up and the guy's trying to hit him with a skateboard?
Yeah.
Originally a black guy, and then he turns into like not a black guy. And they replay
if
you go watch that clip, you'll go, oh shit, I never noticed that. Like, this movie's that bad. Like
you can so tell that was a last
I need to look
minute.
that up. I did not know about that.
Yeah.
That must have been like a last
Well, I think whoever is managing the continuity for that action scene dropped the ball seriously.
Yeah.
Well, I think that sounds more like a network note than a continuity error to me, because you don't just lose your actor.
If they literally lost their... Yeah, but like it would be the continuity person's responsibility to say, hey, that scene that you still filmed, it has the different actor in it. You can't use that.
Different actor, different outfit.
Yeah, but
different outfit. Okay, that's bad continuity.
Yeah, but
it's a last-minute note, and it's in the post-production process. And we're talking like the early 2000s Spider-Man series, or the most recent one?
No, this is the more recent one. This is like the...
No, never mind.
Andrew Garfield, right?
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
The Andrew Garfield one.
Yeah, this is not the Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
No,
okay.
It's so funny because me and
I was
Parker
like, Sam Raimi, that one was campy, but never mind. I take it all back.
No, me and Parker had like a little argument on Twitter about like he loves the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. He's like, this is what I was like. This movie fucking sucks, bro. I was like, what's the point? What is the villain? There's like nothing happens until this point in the movie, and I remember like doing like a breakdown like before Threads. You could do Threads on Twitter, just like breaking down like how awful the movie. I was like, what's the point of this fucking movie? This guy wants to build safe energy, and they won't let him, so he's a bad guy. And then they're just like, yo, just drown it in the water, and everything's fine. Science. I was like, this movie fucking sucks, bro. I'm so tired of like film Twitter thinking like that's the best Spider-Man movie, because it's not. The best Spider-Man movie is like right here, like just because it's anime and it doesn't deserve its credit. Like it won the fucking Oscar,
That's
like.
fair.
Wait, we're talking about Into the Spider-Verse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on the book.
That was the best Spider-Man movie.
I say Spider-Man 2 is not as good as everyone claims it to be. It just has really good. It has really good action scene. It has a cute character moment, right? Where they're like, who is this guy? Who's this 30-year-old person? They're like, oh, that guy looks like he could be my son. I'm like, I hope to God that's not your fucking son. Your genes are awful. Like, your son should not look like a 34-year-old man.
Should I do the intro again, or are we good to go?
No.
All right.
Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
let's
We're
go.
good.
So there was an intro, and then there was about 45 seconds to a minute of awkwardness. That will serve as our musical intro today, just us rambling about nothing. And now, here we are.